This weekend, the Tide won't be at home as they hit the road for the first time in almost a month. Alabama travels to College Station to take on number 21 Texas A&M. While there's a lot of history between the two schools, they've met only 11 times on the field, with the Crimson Tide holding a 9-2 all-time advantage. Before winning 6 national championships in his 25 years as head coach of the Crimson Tide, Coach Paul Bear Bryant was head coach of the Texas A&M Aggies. Coach Bryant spent 4 seasons as the Aggies head coach before Mama called and he returned home to Tuscaloosa. 2 of Coach Bryant's players eventually became head coach of the Texas A&M program as well. Gene Stallings played for Coach Bryant at Texas A&M and later became an assistant coach for Coach Bryant at Alabama before taking over as the Aggies head coach from 1965 to 1971. Stallings returned home to Tuscaloosa and won a national championship with the Crimson Tide in 1992. Jackie Sherrill played for Coach Bryant at Alabama from 1963 through 1965 and later became head coach of the Aggies for 7 seasons from 1982 through 1988. Then there's Dennis Franchione. He coached Alabama for just 2 seasons in 2001 and 2002 and then left to become head coach at Texas A&M. Franchione spent 5 seasons as head coach at A&M. That is part of the history of the 2 programs, but there's also some connections on the current coaching staffs. The head coach of the Aggies, Jimbo Fisher, was the offensive coordinator under Coach Saban at LSU from 2000 until 2004. And there's a former Aggie on the Crimson Tide's coaching staff. Special teams and tight ends coach Jeff Banks spent 5 years at Texas A&M before joining Coach Saban's staff in 2018. Texas A&M enters this season's matchup 3-2. The Aggies dominated Texas State 41-7 and did the same against Lamar 62-3. The Aggies squeaked by Arkansas in their last matchup 31-27. The 2 losses have come against top 10 opponents. Texas A&M lost to then number 1 Clemson on the road 24-10 in week 2. Texas A&M's other loss came at home against then number 8 Auburn. Despite trailing 21-3, Texas A&M battled back, scoring 17 fourth-quarter points, but fell short 28-20. The Texas A&M offense leads the SEC in time of possession, averaging over 33 minutes per game, and is outpacing opponents by over 125 yards per contest. The Aggies average 426 yards of offense per game, while holding opponents to just 299. Through the air, the Aggies have thrown for over 500 yards more than their opponents, averaging 292 yards per game, while allowing just 191 yards passing. Junior Kellen Mond returns at quarterback for Texas A&M. The Aggies QB ranks 3rd in the SEC in total offense, averaging 288.6 yards per game, and is 3rd in passing yards per game with 266.6. In 5 games this season, Mond has thrown 10 touchdown passes with 4 interceptions. Junior wideout Jamon Osborne has a strong connection with Mond. The 2 attended IMG Academy in Florida together. That may be part of the reason Osborne leads the Aggies in receptions and receiving yards. Osborne ranks 3rd in the SEC with 32 receptions for 446 yards, while junior Courtney Davis leads the team and is tied for 9th in the SEC with 4 touchdown receptions. Defensively, Texas A&M has been stingy on the ground, allowing just 108 yards per game and just 3 rushes over 20 yards on the season. However, the Aggies haven't been able to get much of a pass rush as they rank last in the SEC with just 8 sacks on the season. Another area the Aggies have struggled is turnover margin. Alabama leads the SEC and is 3rd in the nation in turnover margin at +8, while Texas A&M is last in the SEC at -2. The last time Texas A&M defeated Alabama, it took a Heisman-worthy performance. Johnny Manziel led the 15th-ranked Aggies to a 29-24 upset over the number 1 ranked Crimson Tide. That performance catapulted Manziel to win the Heisman Trophy. Since that game, Alabama's won 6 straight over Texas A&M by an average score of 40-20. And Coach Saban, he's still undefeated against his former assistants. That streak currently stands at 17. Kickoff is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. in College Station. The game will be broadcast on CBS. Reporting from the Crimson Tide Production Studio inside Bryant-Denny Stadium, I'm Christopher England with Tide TV.